Welcome to the People's Mentors Podcast, episode 004. Today's word of the week is win, W-I-N. Again, welcome again, guys, to the People's Mentors Podcast. Having fun over here. And with the People's Mentors Podcast, that's where we mentor the people, not just on motivation, but the mindset necessary for real estate entrepreneurship. Again, this episode 004. So let's get into the word of the week, win. Worth is necessary. All right, let's jump into the book quote. So this is not necessarily from a book, but it's actually from an article that I found online. So according to SchwabMoneyWise.com, the combination of what you own, this is your assets, and what you owe, your liabilities, makes up your personal net worth. So I was sharing this with a subscriber on our YouTube channel, 100%finance.com. And he basically was like, man, this is mind-blowing. How the heck, I would have never thought about it, but how the heck did you refinance a car and use that money to buy a property? I would have never thought about getting income from a car that I own free and clear. And I responded to him in that comment by saying, hey, well, that's the beauty of completing your personal financial statement, PFS for short, where it lists your income statement, which is the money you have coming in versus money going out, so you can see your personal cash flow. I said, but also it has what's called a balance sheet, where it lists all of your assets on one column and all of your liabilities on the other. And if you realize that, hey, I have a car that's, let's say it has a Kelley Blue Book value of $7,500 and there's zero debt on it, then guess what? Your net worth in that scenario could be $7,500. So once I realized that, I reached out to several credit unions and I was able to get a cash out refinance, so to speak, on a car, on free and clear, right? So I would have never known that unless I saw my balance sheet. I would have never saw my balance sheet unless I completed a personal financial statement. And you probably never seen a personal financial statement unless you go to our share hub at 100%finance.com. Okay, so that's pretty much what I did to get that. And then once I realized what my worth was, again, it's my assets minus my liabilities, I realized that I can leverage my net worth so that I can get cash to buy more income producing assets. So if you want to learn more about this, about net worth and how you can get passive income, I recommend this book of the week, which is The Cash Flow Quadrant, another great book by Robert Kiyosaki. And to me, this is a must read as well. So let me give you my thoughts on the book. So my thoughts is if you don't have assets, whether it be real estate, businesses, royalty, mineral rights, and so forth, or stocks and bonds, then what worth do you have? How can you ever leverage something? How can you ever get access to more capital unless you use your earned income? But if you want to take the easy route, I highly recommend you leverage the assets you currently have. And by the way, if you are interested in real estate investing, guess what? Mortgage companies like lending to people who have a positive net worth. Why is that? Because they want to make sure you're suable. Mortgage companies don't want to lend money to an individual. Let's say you're buying a duplex, for example, and come to find out you have zero assets, or maybe you might have a negative net worth where you have zero assets and you have a lot of personal debt, credit card debt, student loans, and so forth. It's risky, right? They're giving you an asset, but you have a negative net worth. And if they, worst comes to worst, they're trying to recoup the money they lent you. They realize it'll be a wasted case because you have no assets at your disposal. So they might be thinking, well, hey, screw all this. This person is way too risky. As a result of the high amount of debt that they have, you know what? I'm not going to give them a mortgage. And that sucked. It sucked for me because at the time when I wanted to get started with real estate investing, again, I was motivated. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I read The Cash Flow Quadrant. I wanted to become a real estate investor, but I kept getting the door shut in my face by mortgage companies simply because I had bad credit and high debt utilization. So then it took me some time. It took me 2 years, right, of repairing my credit and paying down debt to be able to have a positive net worth and get qualified for a mortgage. So I know some of you might be thinking, well, that's a long time. Hey, there's no time like the present. You got to get started now, right? I didn't get discouraged like how some people think, right? Not having a winner's mindset. Again, I want you to win this year. But me, personally speaking, I had a loser's mindset. at one point, like, oh man, I can't qualify for a mortgage, so why even try? Oh man, I got all this debt I got to pay down. Why even? Then I had to arrest my thought and say, Juan, why are you thinking like a loser? Are you a winner or not? Right? Do you think everything in life is easy? What's the quote? Is everything in life worth having easy? Is that how it goes? Yeah. I think it's something like that. But anyway, you catch my drift. It's not. All right. Some things do require you to exert some effort. And I say, you know what? If I truly believe that I'm going to become a real estate investor, I got to do whatever is necessary. Right? So that's the acronym, right? When worth is necessary. But guess what? You got to have a winner's mindset, and you have to do whatever is necessary to get you to that point you want to be. So if you need credit repair, if you need additional funding, these are some of the things you have to do. Period. It's as simple as that. All right, guys. So that pretty much concludes today's episode. I really want you to earn passively, live passionately, right? Get your net worth up. And if you guys are interested in obtaining income producing assets so that you can improve your net worth, right? And you have some assets in your portfolio that you could potentially leverage, because that's one of the things we do as real estate investors. We buy property and our focus is solely how can we improve the value? Because if you improve the value by increasing rents, decreasing expenses, you make the property worth more. That increases your net worth. So that way, when you go to the bank, you can do what's called a cash out refinance, pull out that equity and use that money towards your next down payment. It's like playing a game of Monopoly, but in real life. And the only thing you're doing is just adding value. And that's what we provide in the MAP program, the multi-unit acquisition program. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that pretty much is it. Hope you have a blessed day, right? Keep that word of the week in your mind. You're a winner. You're successful. But get some net worth because it's necessary. All right, thanks. Peace.